UCL में 4 मैच भी हो गए भाई, तू टेबल देख रहा है क्या चल रहा है ये?
ये टेबल देखे मैं बहुत खुश हूँ.
नहीं, of course, as a Liverpool fan तो top of the table.
Top of the table everywhere.
I'm telling you, Liverpool is going very unnoticed भाई. लोग बात ही नहीं कर रहे.
I'd rather we go unnoticed and win trophies rather than have the media glamour. Do stuff silently.
They as they say, work in silence. Like
Yeah.
the results make the noise.
Talking, yeah.
But the top 4 of the Champions League currently is Liverpool, Sporting, Brest and
Monaco. Crazy. Barcelona managed to come back into the top 8. They're in 6.
They're in 6 now.
Yeah.
But Real de Madrid is at 17th. 17th.
But 17th, maybe that still means that they are going through. And I'll correct you, they're in 18th. So that's
एक और गिर गया. Even better.
But yeah, but that means like you qualify all the way down to the 24th position. You just don't have direct qualification. So, I mean,
do you want to take your shots on saying कि Madrid might fall below 24? कि वो थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो गया?
अगर I am all for it, भाई. जाओ बाहर जाओ. We'll put them out next week. हाथ मिलाओ यार.
I like confidence. But I think PSG is one team who can probably get knocked out. They are, I think, 25th. They're already out of the 24.
Yeah, this was something when you mentioned it. This was something that we had discussed in a video that never ended up going out. That we had shot.
Yeah.
That we had
We did an online
predictions.
We did an online
Yeah. Yeah, we ended up doing an online shoot for that, but we had discussed that PSG might not end up making it. It was a bold prediction we had made then.
Because they had the toughest fixtures.
Yeah. And as far as it stands, we are correct on that.
But we kind of criticized the UCL format in the beginning. We're saying we are kind of fixing something that has never been broken. But क्या अभी मजा आ रहा है seeing all of this?
I mean, yeah, as of now it's been fun. It actually has worked as intended, which coming from UEFA is a bit of a surprise. But it's fun. For now, so far so good. So
It's fun only until your team's players don't get injured.
Yeah. But also I think the table is so volatile. We personally, for our teams, are having a good run. Liverpool is top of the table, Barcelona are in the qualification spots.
Yeah.
But you look at something like City, they were second, I believe,
Until
this match week. Until they came coming into this match week, they were second, and suddenly now they are outside the top 8. So that's how volatile it is. Which I mean, personally, as a fan, I don't think it's something you want. But I think, looking at it as a neutral, that's what gives the charm to this new format. The thrill.
So I think at the end also probably there'll be a lot of teams who are drawn level on points, and then goal difference will make a lot of impact on which team actually goes through. Yeah. But you're talking about some matches specifically. Madrid lost 3-1 to home. 2 defeats to Bernabeu in 2 consecutive matches.
I mean, you guys must be on cloud.
I don't see. I hate on Madrid, but I don't hate watch. So I didn't watch the match actually. There were a lot of Barca fans who were doing a hate watch, but I kind of feel, I won't say sad, but I feel that this is not where Madrid deserves to be.
Nobody's complaining about it. Nobody is. Certainly not in the studio, I can assure you that. But yeah, I mean, for a club like Madrid, obviously you don't expect them to lose 2 matches consecutively, let alone at home. So, I mean, yes, but then again, Milan, they are European giants.
Yeah.
A lot of people underestimate them. They are something similar to Liverpool, where on European nights, they just come alive. It's very rare that you see clubs that are European giants have a bad night.
Correct,
These were 2 big European giants going up against each other, and it was very clear one of them would have a bad night. So,
but then who is to blame there? I mean, I don't want to point fingers, but still, what do you think is happening in Madrid?
There are a lot of stories coming out about how Kylian Mbappe does not like playing the striker position, which we know isn't his position. He prefers playing on the left.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then, this is again the type of question, it takes me back to the kind of brainless signings that PSG made with, Messi, Ramos, and all of those.
All the massive free signings.
Yeah, the massive free signings
Yeah.
that summer. Like, is it a similar situation with Mbappe where he's just been bought because of the name? Obviously, there is quality, but does he fit into the team?
इतने सालों से Madrid has been pursuing him.
Yeah.
It's not like they bought him just after last season.
Yeah.
They have been linked to him for 2 or 3 years now.
More
More than
4
that.
5 years.
Yeah, he's been edging the Real Madrid fans for a very long time now.
Yeah, I mean, so in that sense, like it was obviously clear that he would not be replacing Vinicius. So, I mean, why
That's why he
did
didn't get the
Madrid
number
sign him
7.
and why did he agree to go?
But do you think is it the last season for Carlo? Don Carlo?
Possibly, because Real Madrid have a history of being ruthless with managers that are not performing, and I don't mean like not performing, but a few
Up to the
losses
standards
that, for them, the standards are basically winning trophies
Correct.
in and out every
True.
season. And as it stands, Real Madrid do not look like they are on their way to winning either the La Liga or the Champions League. Which, if you aren't winning either of those trophies at Real Madrid, I think by their standards, the season is a flop.
Is a flop. Yeah. But do you think a mid-season sack would come, or is it that is a little too harsh for Carlo?
It's a tough question, because if things go on, like Real Madrid, have these 2 losses every now and then, which might obviously not allow them to win the trophies and all. Carlo lasts until the end of the season, definitely. He makes it till the end.
Right.
But if he is, the form continues where they are losing in and out, maybe like drawing to small teams here and there, losing cheap points, then I think a mid-season sack will come. But then it begs the question, who does Madrid appoint? That's, I think, more so than whether Carlo should be sacked immediately, the question is who is ready to take over will be more important.
And then whoever is the guy, he's gonna have a lot of pressure.
I think that's coming to manage a big team that is there naturally, but with Real Madrid in a way, like obviously we don't like admitting it, but in a way they are like the final boss of football. A lot of people, who aren't football fans and you tell them about football, the first team that comes to mind is Real Madrid.
Yeah,
kind of.
I hate to accept it.
Yeah. So that's the dukh hota hai. I feel you. But that's the kind of way it is. So yeah, I mean, Carlo might be there end of season.
There were a few talks of Xabi Alonso coming in the next season from Leverkusen to Madrid.
That has been a long time talk. Obviously, Xabi is an ex-player at Real Madrid as well. So, I mean, he would be a good appointment, and obviously him making the jump wouldn't be something too big considering the performance he's put in at Leverkusen. But kind of also looking at it, he stayed at Leverkusen this summer and didn't come to Liverpool because we did approach him.
Right.
And his entire reasoning was to stay and go through with the project he's created there at Leverkusen. So, it's kind of, I mean, again, it's Real Madrid who are coming knocking on the door. So
it's too big of an offer to refuse, kind of.
Kind of, yeah, but then again, is it, there is something different about going through with a project that you have built on your own back.
Yeah, that is there.
And he's been successful with it as well. It's not like, I mean, obviously it's in a way a work in progress. He's not done with it, but he's been successful until now.
True.
So, I mean, it's just, I mean, that's up to him.
But talking about big teams taking a loss, that wasn't the only big loss that came out. Sporting have beat Man City 4-1. Ruben Amorim. Are you now a little more convinced of Amorim coming to United?
But no, in terms of this thing, not really, because when you look at it, City had a lot of chances that they didn't take. Erling Haaland missed a penalty, and he had an off day completely. And if you look at it, the 4-1 scoreline in that sense looks like a big margin to win. But I think 2 of them were penalties.
Yeah,
which both Gyökeres scored. So I mean, in that sense, the game, aside from the penalties, they could have gone. It could have gone either way. It wasn't, the score line doesn't depict the entire story.
Maybe.
And you know, obviously, there's the meme that's been floating around that Guardiola let Amorim win just to let United fans think they've got a good manager.
Yeah, maybe can be, but I still have faith in that Amorim might turn out to be a good manager for United.
He obviously will be a good manager. He won't be another Eric Ten Hag, that's for sure. But as I said, he is not going to be the successor to Alex Ferguson.
No, of course, maybe not. But the player that you just mentioned, Victor Gyökeres, we mentioned him in the last video as well. Bro, he's been on fire, dude.
I think he's finally getting the mainstream media recognition that he deserves.
That he didn't get till now. And he's a late bloomer, he's 27 now. But वही है, मैं तो already देख पा रहा हूँ अगले transfer window में clubs are going to go crazy for him. Like the amount of money they're going to spend.
The amount of money that he will obviously Sporting will get a big sum out of his transfer, but I don't expect every single club to be after him.
Every single, because a lot of clubs are already sorted with their striker.
Not just they are sorted, but I'll tell you his situation is a little similar to that of Darwin Nunez's. His profile as a striker, or even when you look at Darwin's profile, both of them are very different to the usual striker, and a lot of clubs have to change their system to adjust to them.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like the clubs that would want to go in for him not just have to spend big money, but they also have to be the clubs that would be willing to build the system around them. Which as Sporting has been done.
One of my friends very casually mentioned that Amorim could then get Gyökeres to United in the next season.
That's not happening. It's not happening. And if it does, that will be one of the worst transfer decisions that Man United would have made, because obviously they have better places to spend like 150 million. Because I'm pretty sure that's
not. You think Gyökeres is going to go for 150 million? With the current inflated market, could be.
Yeah.
Liverpool is actually one team where he could actually come. Because if you see, Darwin Nunez is there, but again you have a little bit of uncertainty in attack when it comes to Mo Salah's contract renewal happening or not happening. Of course, that is not the position.
We don't have an out-and-out striker like aside from Nunez, obviously. But when you look at Nunez, Slot has been working. Gakpo is used more on the left. And Jota's injuries. So I mean, obviously, I can see where you're coming from with that idea. But I don't think he's a transfer that Liverpool going for, because primarily there are two factors. One of them that Liverpool already have Nunez, as I said, and Slot has been working on him, in terms of like ball retention, passing, possession, how calm and stable he is on the ball. You can make out that he's improving. So, I'd give him another 1-2 seasons at Liverpool, to be honest. And I honestly do feel that he can be that superstar that we spent 80 million on. And the second thing is that our sporting directors, Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes, they are very well known to pick players who are still usually on the younger side, under 25 or so, that have still a bit of, development ceiling left. In terms of Gyökeres, he doesn't really have a development ceiling left. He's already developed to the max, you could say. So I just don't think his profile, price, everything, he doesn't fit the Liverpool.
Another potential destination for him could be Arsenal. Because Arsenal were supposed to sign a striker, and we can already see the worries they're having. They just lost to Inter 1-0. And again, a bad performance from them, but that is one place where they could go, because Kai Havertz is not performing to the level that Arteta would have wanted him to. So that is
Kai Havertz still, considering that we are talking so much about transfers, Kai Havertz was a very confusing one. He came from Chelsea for a big amount. So I mean, but that's it. Arsenal once again bottled. Milan played a really good game.
They are also one team people are probably not talking that much about.
Where are they sitting on the table? They are fifth on the table. So
just about
they are doing very well. So
there was another blockbuster match that I want to talk about. The 2-1 win from Atletico Madrid at the Parc des France. Oh dude, another remontada against PSG. Another Spanish team. It was not Barcelona this time, but it was Atletico Madrid. Dude, how frustrating it must have been. PSG had 70% possession, 22 shots on goal, 9 on target, and yet they scored only 1 goal. Oh.
So is that a big performance from Jan Oblak?
I'll honestly tell you, I did see the highlights. I didn't watch the entire match. Oblak, of course, had a great game. Of course, when you have 9 shots on target and you only score one, you have to give credit to the keeper. But I feel PSG sucked big time. They should have converted. They should have converted a lot of the chances that they got.
Right,
And some of their players were actually playing really good. I mean, Dembele, I don't want to talk about. Sorry, Sapo ki baat hum nahi kar But honestly, he played good. Then even Bradley Barcola, that guy played crazy. Hakimi, for that matter, had a really good game. But the number of chances that they've missed in front of goal, you can't do that as a big team. And you could see the frustration with Luis Enrique at the post-match conference. He was like, I don't have words to describe this match. मैं क्या बोलूँ भाई इससे ज़्यादा हम और क्या कर सकते हैं?
You're talking this kind of matches where I think it's the tactical team, the analysis team that's going to pull the players into the room and want to beat the shit out of them because they've got their tactics right. You just aren't putting the
execution is not happening.
Execution is not happening. So yeah, I mean that's there obviously. That was this thing, and Bayern, talking about them, they barely scraped past who was it? I feel Benfica. So I mean, conversations about company.
Vincent Company. See, I said it at the start of the season itself. I think there was a video when we were talking about it, and that is when I said that Company is a very new manager, and Bayern made a very bold move going with him.
Yeah.
So see, with Bayern, again that's the thing. Even if they don't make it far in the Champions League, they again have the Bundesliga to kind of have one opportunity at a trophy or the DFB Pokal.
Xabi Alonso's rubbing his hands.
No, in fact, there are other teams who are who are above Leverkusen in Bundesliga actually at this time. But Company, I feel, see, again with Company is the same thing as Xabi Alonso. He's kind of building a project which he's doing with a big team. Alonso is doing it with Leverkusen, which is not that a big team. But if Bayern's management really want Company to succeed, they have to give him time. You can't be impatient with him.
Yeah, definitely.
But just to satisfy our personal egos, let's talk about Liverpool and Barca.
Barca, yeah. we'll go with Barca first.
Barca first? Yeah. 5-2 against Red Star Belgrade. भाई वो लोग tank और army लेके आ गए. But we don't get intimidated by that now. But oh dude, crazy. There is this stat that I want to tell you guys. In 16 matches, Barcelona have now scored 55 goals, which is the most in Europe. And this is a personal record for Barcelona because the last time they scored 54 goals in 16 games, and that was in the 1951 season.
Ooh.
So after that, here is where we have
So records are being broken big time.
Dude, I love.
I read a stat that in the last. I don't remember how many matches, my memory is bad, but in the last how many matches, Barcelona caught their opponents offside 100 times.
100 plus, I think it's 100 plus, 105, 106.
Yeah. In the last, I think 12 or 13 matches or something
it was.
Which is a crazy stat to think of it. How high of a high line are you playing to do that?
Now I'm starting to get concerned because there are a lot of players in defense who have वापस ही नहीं आए. And now I can't see them fitting into the lineup. For example, Ronald Araujo. He's not yet back from injury, even Christensen. And now you can't play Kubarsi and Inigo Martinez for every match. When you have players like Araujo coming back, I really doubt how well are they going to gel into the system and bench one of these players. But the biggest shithousery that I've seen in this week's UCL is that Koundé, he got 3 assists in that game.
Right, yeah.
None of the Barca players were in the UCL team of the week. ये क्या है भाई ये कौन सी plotting हो रही है हमारे against?
Aside from shithousery, let's talk about a cold photograph for a moment. Pau Kubarsi.
The 10 stitches.
Yeah, he's just that photograph just shows, for the badge.
All for the team.
Yeah, all for the team.
The most cold moment would be कि अगर अगले match में Pau Kubarsi comes out with a face mask. It'll give that Carlos Puyol वाला vibe. Oh dude, crazy लगेगा वो.
But definitely, that's. I think for Barcelona, it's more about now keeping steam rather than steam rolling over opponents. It's just about keeping the consistency now across.
Because this kind of game style requires a lot of intensity, so you have to. But Liverpool, pitch perfect record. Dude, I'm telling you, it is going very under the radar. लोग realize ही नहीं कर रहे भाई यहाँ पे भी नया manager आया है. सिर्फ बारसा पे नहीं हो रहा है ये.
Definitely, but we spoke about this. This is more at Barca because Barcelona are coming out of a period where they were underperforming. This is like your remontada. For us, it's more about maintaining consistency. We have been performing at this level for a while now.
लीग कब जीते थे यार?
वो स्टेरॉइड्स लेके बैठे हैं ना वो ऐसा हो जाता है यार you know that, but वो losing it twice by 1 point hurts. It hurts
Not the only
on the
heartbreak.
final day.
Yeah, bro, that was crazy last season.
But yeah, but in the serious this thing, you know, in the first Leverkusen, again, this is another match where the scoreline doesn't depict the entire story. Leverkusen were good, you know, honestly, and Liverpool were. We didn't play the best of football, I'll admit it. Similar to Brighton at the weekend, the first half was goalless, and then in the second half, it was just like out of the 4 goals that we scored, one of them was like a proper goal.
Do you think Luis just got lucky in a lot of chances?
I mean, yeah, you would say he was lucky, but as Slot explained it, that was something that he specifically played somebody like Diaz, who doesn't allow anybody to man mark him in the centre forward position. Diaz is a left winger, you know, just to make sure that Jonathan Tah cannot mark him.
I kind of see a lot of similarities between Luis Diaz and Rafinha. They do the same thing on the left wing.
Yeah.
Coming in, having that tenacity and that disruption.
Yeah.
But
and Diaz doing that down the center, you know, I was just seeing like Leverkusen's defense was confused because Gakpo and Diaz were constantly swapping left.
You saw that for the run, for the goal also. There was a parallel run that they gave, and the defense was completely boggled.
Because Leverkusen play a man-marking game, and here they weren't able to mark them because men were switching around.
Akshay Kumar.
But yeah, that's what. So like the first goal, the pass from Curtis Jones, by the way, give that boy his flowers.
Oh yeah.
Insane pass, insane dink from Luis Diaz. But like the second goal for Cody Gakpo again, it was I think Piero Hincapié who didn't mark him at the far post. Salah with a really good cross, and that makes it 2-0. And then like the third and the fourth goal were just like Leverkusen switching off. It wasn't those 2 goals weren't from Liverpool's brilliance as much as I'd want to admit it. It was just Leverkusen switched off and they paid for it.
Correct.
Like it was one of those goals, Nunez took the shot and it was a very poor clearance and Diaz had to tap it in for his hat-trick, which by the way a hat-trick without penalties. You listening, Guaycores? But yeah, his first hat-trick at home, and yeah, so it's a good game overall, and yeah, Slot's performing really well. So
Xabi Alonso's return to Anfield wasn't the best that he would have thought.
We wouldn't want it to be the best as much as we love him.
Right now you would.
Yeah,
but yeah,
we love him, and I mean obviously we welcomed him back. And everything, but yeah, scoreline wise, we weren't going to show him any welcomes, but yeah, so that's it for us.
That's been it on this video, and we'll be back with more content soon.
Yeah, a Premier League review will be coming soon.
Very soon after the weekend. So we'll see you guys next time. This has been us on Game Time Banter.
Thank you.